Welcome to the WION podcast. Today we're diving deep, really deep, beneath the ice in East Antarctica.
Yeah, we're talking about something truly hidden, the Gamburtsev subglacial mountains.
Mountains, right, but not just any mountains. These are apparently huge.
Huge is right. Think the European Alps, that kind of scale, that kind of shape.
Wow.
Yeah, peaks reaching heights like Mont Blanc, maybe even higher in places. But the thing is, they're completely buried under, kilometers of ice.
They're completely invisible from the surface. That's mind-bending. So the big questions are, how did they even form way back when? Over 500 million years ago, right? And how have they stayed hidden? What does this tell us about, the Earth's deep past?
Exactly. The first inkling anyone had was back in 1958, a Soviet expedition.
Okay.
And what's really interesting, unlike, say, the Transantarctic Mountains, where you can actually see some peaks poking through the ice.
Right, you see pictures of those.
Yeah, the Gamburtsevs are totally submerged. Makes studying them a whole different challenge.
So when you say Alp scale, Mont Blanc is what, nearly 16,000 feet?
Around that, yeah, about 15,778 feet. And the Gamburtsevs likely have peaks just as high, maybe numerous peaks over 13,000 feet. It's a massive range down there.
Incredible. And the formation? You said 500 million years ago.
Roughly, yes. Tied into the assembly of the supercontinent Gondwana, about 500 million years ago.
Gondwana. Okay, so continents smashing together.
Pretty much. A colossal collision of tectonic plates. That's the kind of event that builds mountains, the forces that shape the continents we know today.
Like the Himalayas forming now, relatively speaking. That started, 50 million years ago?
Correct. And they're still rising. But here's the puzzle with the Gamburtsevs. They seem to have been remarkably stable for a very, very long time, millions of years, unlike ranges that are still actively changing.
So why didn't they just erode away or something?
Well, that's what the research looked into. It seems the initial impact, the collision, triggers some really deep activity. Hot, sort of molten rock flowing way down in the crust beneath the mountains.
Okay.
This made the crust thicken up, get hotter, and then kind of under its own immense weight, it became unstable and partially collapsed inwards deep down. This might have helped stabilize things long term.
So a really violent start, then things settled down deep underneath, preserving the range above.
Something like that, yeah. It's a fascinating contrast to other mountain ranges. Now, figuring out the age, that's tricky when it's all buried.
Right. How do you date something you can't even chip a piece off of easily?
Clever science. They looked at tiny mineral grains, zircons, found in sediments from ancient rivers that must have flowed from these mountains way back, like over 250 million years ago.
Zircons. Like tiny time capsules.
Exactly. They contain radioactive elements that decay predictably. So you measure those, do the math, and it tells you when the zircon in the rock it came from formed.
And what did that tell them?
It suggests the mountains first started rising maybe 650 million years ago.
Wow, even older.
Yeah, reaching potentially Himalayan heights by about 580 million years ago. And that deep crustal melting seems to have wrapped up around 500 million years ago, which fits the Gondwana timeline.
It just leaves you wondering. A mountain range that big, hidden for so long, how did it stay hidden inside a continent like that? And what else is down there? Are there other huge features we just don't know about?
Absolutely. Those are the questions that keep scientists going back. It's a massive piece of Earth's history locked away under the ice. A real reminder that there are still huge mysteries right here on our planet.
So yeah, beneath that ice sheet, a 500 million year old secret, an alpine scale mountain range shaped by fundamental planetary forces. Incredible stuff.
Truly is.
Well, that's our deep dive for today. Stay tuned for more such intriguing stories to come on the WION podcast.